Hi all, welcome to Mentor Minds. Today we are going to learn the chapter Reshaping India's Political Map of Class 8. So, the medieval period, the fall of Roman Empire to the Renaissance, nurtured by rediscovery of Greek and Roman art and literature. So, basically we can say the term medieval period means it's from 11th to 17th century. Okay, the period from 11th to 17th century is known by medieval India. So let's get started. So we know India in the medieval time it was a very rich country. It had wide varieties of gold, diamonds, like that. It was a very wealthy and rich country. So India, due to these things, India was being attracted by uh, foreigners and many invaders from Central Asian, Turkish or Afghan. These people came to India for getting these goals and our richness. By seeing our richness, we were attacked by the Turkish, Afghanis people, etc. They, they were drawn to India not only for the riches but also for territorial ambitions because they wanted to expand their territory. They wanted to spread. For this, they used violence. If necessary, they used violence and also for their own versions of their religions. Okay, this is a Indian map. We can see a comparison of territories under the Tughlaqs and the Lodhis and the regional powers in south and west. We have to learn this map. So here we can see the major cities like Madurai, Belur, Halebidu, Konark, Jashnagar, Daulatabad, Junagadh, Gwalior, Delhi and Jaunpur. These are the major cities. Here the major kingdoms were that of Eastern Ganga territory under Narasimhadeva, this region. Then we have the Hoysala territory, the south, this region. Then we can see the Tughlaq dynasty. This one is the Tughlaq dynasty. And this region, this Bukhara region is the extent of Lodi dynasty. Okay, you have to learn all the cities and all the regions where this particular dynasty is located. You can see at the northern region, Lodi dynasty, this region, near the Delhi regions and all. This region and all we can see Tughlaq. Then in the southern part it is Hoysala territory, and in the eastern part it is the Eastern Ganga territory under the leadership of Narasimhadeva. So first we are going to learn about the Delhi Sultanate. We will learn rise and fall of Delhi Sultanate. So after defeating, there was a king called Prithviraj Chauhan, and after defeating him in 1192, this Delhi Sultanate was formed. Okay, after defeating King Prithviraj Chauhan in 1192, Delhi Sultanate began. Okay, so this Prithviraj Chauhan ruled over north and western parts of India, northwestern India. The Sultanate saw the rule of 5 successive foreign dynasties of Turkic Afghan origin. Okay, that is, there was major 5 dynasties under the Delhi Sultanate. They were Mamluks or the slave dynasty, first one. Second is Khilji dynasty. Third one is Tughlaq. Fourth one Said, and fifth one is Lodis. Delhi Sultanates. This is very very important. The five dynasties under Delhi Sultanate is Mamluks, Ghilzis, Tughlaqs, Saids and Lodis. They were very powerful. Okay. Well, we can say the northern parts of India were under the control of Delhi Sultanate, but certain regions were not. They were very powerful. That regions were the eastern Ganga's territory in the east, and in the south it was Hoysalas. We have seen this in the map. And in terms of art, culture and administration, these two kingdoms, Hoysalas and Eastern Gangas, were very rich. The city of Delhi also assumed a bigger role in the political landscape of northern India. But the thing is that this Delhi Sultanate period was marked by political instability combined with the efforts at territorial expansion. The rulers were very much interested in expanding their kingdom, so a lot of instability, political instability was there. This resulted in military campaigns that raided villages in order to expand the territories. There were so many military attacks. They raided villages and cities and also plundered, that is robbed and destroyed temples and also seats of learning. Several such destructions had occurred in order to get the wealth from temples and all. Okay. They got into successions after several violence. Okay. Almost two sultans out of the three seized power by eliminating their predecessor. So that is, sultan's average reign was hardly more than 9 years. Okay. They were keen on ruling. So they even attacked the sultans itself. Even their brothers and all, they attacked and they came into power. So only reign, the period of rule of one sultan was nearly just 9 years. Now we will learn about Alauddin Khilji. We learned that there was a dynasty under the Delhi. It was a dynasty under the Delhi Sultanate, that was Khilji. So it is very important to learn about Alauddin Khilji. At the turn of 14th century, Alauddin Khilji conducted military campaigns over large areas of north and central India. He was sacking and plundering many cities at the same time. This Alauddin Khilji was very powerful that he even repelled several invasions by Mongol forces. Okay. After ruling there for several years, the slave of Alauddin Khilji was Malik Kafur. He also helped in expanding the sultanates towards the south. This Malik Kafur even attacked number of Hindu centers such as Srirangam, Madurai, Chidambaram and possibly Rameshwaram. These attacks were done for territorial expansion. Okay. They wanted to expand the Delhi Sultanate towards the south also. After the rule of Alauddin Khilji, Malik Kafur, then came Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He ruled in Hindi and expanded Delhi Sultanate territories. These kings were very much interested in expanding their territory, so they constantly conducted wars between the neighboring countries, so in order to expand. Under the rule of this Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the most of the subcontinent came under, most of the region came under the Delhi Sultanate. Okay, he was very keen on that. Next, he was very ambitious. He had so much ambitious schemes, but often they were poorly executed. This is very important. The three major expansions schemes done by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, which later was purely executed. We have to learn. The first one is Muhammad bin Tughlaq moved his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Okay, from we can see from this map, this page number. Two. Yes, here in this map we can see Delhi is situated here. So this what this allow Muhammad bin Tughlaq did, he shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, and later on he thought that as this Daulatabad is the center, it will be more easier for people to come to the capital. Okay, making this Daulatabad the capital city. Okay, as we can see in the from this map, this kingdom, this Tughlaq dynasty was spread over these much regions, so it will be more easier for people to come to Daulatabad instead of Delhi. But it was also a scheme which was poorly executed, and later on he changed this decision, and again he shifted the capital from Daulatabad and back to Delhi. So these were actually very good schemes poorly executed. Okay. And the next scheme was introduction of a token currency. He introduced cheap copper coins as tokens. Okay, cheap copper coins instead of the silver and gold. They have this copper coins had the value of silver and gold coins. This was actually very progressive idea. Okay, this usage of copper coins instead of silver and gold. But at the time, this immediate action created confusion in the trade and encouraged people to counterfeit copper coins, all of which caused the economy to decline. Okay, this will actually cause problem because the copper was easily available, and some people counterfeited the copper coins. Okay, so this was also a scheme which was very good but poorly executed. And the sultans and their court elite lived in luxurious palaces, enjoying elaborate clothing, jeweled ornaments, and fine food. Okay, all this wealth which sultans enjoyed were actually tax relieved from common people. Then the military campaigns actually meant they plundered. These military people actually plundered from innocent people, and also conquered regions and they also engaged in slave trade. Okay, but actually this robbing or plundering actually affected trade networks and agricultural production also. Here you can see the term iconoclasm. Okay, this means the destruction of icons or religious images considered idolatrous. Okay. The third and important thing that Tughlaq did was impose jizya. This term you have to know, jizya, which was a tax on non-Muslim subjects to grant them protection and exemption from military services. A tax was imposed. So the 3 points regarding Muhammad bin Tughlaq is that first one was he shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad and back to Delhi. Then the second one is he introduced copper coins instead of silver and gold coins, which was also counterfeited. Some people counterfeited this copper coins, so this scheme was also an utter failure. Then the third one is he imposed jizya. The question will be coming like this: who introduced the jizya or what is jizya? So you should be able to say that jizya is a tax on non-Muslim subjects to grant them protection and exemption from military services. Okay, actually this is a discriminatory tax. Okay, it would be a source of economic burden and public humiliation. and formed a financial and social incentive for subjects to convert to Islam. People might be forced to change their religion so that they will be free from this tax. Okay. Then at the 14th century, what happened was that Timur was a Turkic Mongolian conqueror from Central Asia. He invaded northwest India. Okay, he launched a devastating attack on Delhi Sultanate. In that war, several people were killed and enslaved, and the city was left in ruins. So after this one, Timur soon withdrew from India. When he got the wealth and all, he returned. After that, what happened was the Lodi dynasty emerged. Uh, Gilchi the Gilchi dynasty started with Alauddin Gilchi and ended with Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and next came the Lodi dynasty. This Lodi dynasty is actually the last dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate. Total there was 5 dynasties under the Delhi Sultanate. The last one is Lodi. And we already learned from the map that uh, some uh, kingdoms were resistant to this Delhi Sultanate. This Delhi Sultans tried to conquer and expand their territory, but some regions were resistant. Those were initially, the first one is Eastern Ganga Kingdom. Okay, the Eastern Ganga Kingdom means, in the map we can see it is the present day Odisha, parts of Bengal and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so in the mid 13th century, the king who ruled Eastern Ganga Kingdom is Narasimha Deva I. Very important. This is a statue depicting Narasimha Deva. Okay. So Narasimha Deva I. He, apart from repelling multiple inroads of Sultanate, he defeated the Delhi Sultanate's governor of Bengal. Okay. So this Narasimha Deva was very powerful. He even constructed Surya Temple at Konark. You might have heard about Surya Temple, right? This Surya Temple is located at Odisha. Then it's during the time of Tughlaqs, the Masnuri Nayakas, that is the Telugu chieftains, they brought actually 75 leaders together, and they formed a confederacy and defeated Delhi Sultanate forces and expelled Muhammad bin Tughlaq's army from Warangal. This Warangal is currently at Telangana. Okay, so these are actually these people actually resisted the attacks from Delhi Sultanate. First one was Eastern Ganga territory under the leadership of Narasimha Deva I. Then the Musunuri Nayakas in the Telangana region. Okay, they formed as 75 leaders. Imagine in those regions to bring together all these 75 leaders, how much difficult it would be. Okay, then the last one, the third one is the Hoysalas. Hoysalas, who were in the southern India, who resisted the attacks from Delhi Sultanates. And okay, so these Hoysalas were the only independent kingdom in the southern region. These Hoysalas built magnificent temples. Here you can see this image. Okay, and they were very powerful, and they conducted attacks. Okay, they were weakened by these attacks and internal conflicts, and by the mid 14th century, this Hoysala kingdom was absorbed into the Vijayanagara Empire. We will learn about Vijayanagara Empire later. Next, we have this Bahmani Sultanate. Bahmani Sultanate. This Delhi Sultanate also faced rebellions from the emergence of several independent regional sultanates. One such sultanate was Bahmani. Okay, so in the mid 14th century, they controlled much of the Deccan. This Bahmani Sultanate is in the Deccan region. Also, parts of Rajasthan remained beyond the reach of Delhi Sultanate. Okay, parts of Rajasthan. Uh, this Rajasthan was under the leadership of Rana Kumbha, who was the ruler of Mewar Kingdom. Very important. Rana Kumbha. They also resisted Delhi Sultanate. This is a fort, Kumbhalghar, at the Aravali Hills. Okay, which was built by Rana Kumbha. Okay, this fort served as a strong hold for the rulers of Mewar. This is actually a massive 36-kilometer long wall. It's one of the longest continuous walls in the world. Next, we are going to learn about the Vijayanagara Empire. In the 14th century, two brothers, that is Harihara and Bukka. These names we have to remember, Harihara and Bukka. These people had actually initially served as governors under Tughlaq. They eventually rejected Delhi's Sultanate's authority and established an independent kingdom in the southern India, and this grew into the Vijayanagara Empire. This is the ruins of Vijayanagara city. This Vijayanagara city is currently that is presently the Hampi. You might have heard about Hampi. It is actually a remarkable site at Hampi in present-day Karnataka. This was actually a hare turning around chasing a pack of fawns. Okay, this Harihara and Bukka, who are the founders of this Vijayanagara dynasty, they witnessed a remarkable sight at Hampi. That is was a hare turning around and chasing a pack of hounds. You can see actually a hare is weaker than these hounds, but they saw a hare a chasing pack of hounds. It symbolized unexpected strength and courage. Okay, so when they saw that, their guru, they informed this to their guru Vidyaranya, and he interpreted it as a symbol of bravery and advised them to establish their capital at this very spot. That's how this became the capital. And to the north of Vijayanagara, you could see the Bahmani Sultanate. This was a major rival. This Bahmani. This eventually fragmented into 5 independent states called the Delhi Sultanates. Okay, they eventually fragmented. That is, the 5 fragments were Bijapur, Golconda, Berar, Ahmednagar and Bidar. The Bahmani Sultanate, which was the rival of Vijayanagara Empire, located at the north region, they eventually fragmented into Bijapur, Golconda, Berar, Ahmednagar and Bidar. The Vijayanagara rulers battled with the first two, that is the Bijapur and Golconda, as well as with the Gajapati rulers of Odisha in the east. We could see the term Pati, which means lord or master. These words, Pati, was commonly used by many ruling dynasties to signify their power. Okay, in the Vijayanagara kings were known as Narapati. Bahmani Sultanate was known by Ashwapati, and Maratha rules known by Chhatrapati. You might have heard about Chhatrapati Shivaji and all. Okay, he was a Maratha king, right? So this term Padi was to symbolize power, which meant lord or master. Here is another map which shows the kingdoms in the Deccan region. That is, this is Jayanakar. Then this is Vijayanagara. Vijayanagara kingdom found by Harihara and Bukka. And after that, to the north of this Vijayanagara kingdom was Bahmani dynasty, which was later, after fighting so many wars and all, they got split into 5. That is Berar, Bidar, Golconda, Bijapur and Ahmednagar. Okay. Here you can see Calicut also. Okay. This Vijayanagara empire was under the rule of Krishna Devaraya. This map also you have to study and locate these cities. These are very important. So now we are going to learn about Krishna Devaraya. So in the 16th century, Vijayanagara Empire reached its peak under the celebrated ruler Krishna Devaraya. He expanded the empire's dominance over the Deccan under his rule. Both military power and cultural renaissance occurred. Okay, he actually celebrated poets and scholars in Sanskrit, Telugu, and Kannada. He himself composed an epic poem in Telugu, that is Amukta Malayada. Okay, this is very important. On the story of Tamil saint poet Andal, Amukta Malayada. Then we can see this king provide grants to many temples like Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh, Vithala temple. Okay, in his own capital at Vijayanagara. He constructed several buildings, and his terms was one of the finest period of the Vijayanagara Empire. In this image you could see these pillars and all. Okay, these are known as musical pillars. This is located at Vithala temple. Okay, at Vijayanagara Empire. This is known as musical pillars because when these pillars are struck, their small columns give out different musical notes. So as a result, they are known as musical pillars. Several foreign travelers also visited this Vijayanagara kingdom for trade. One such traveler was Domingo Paes. Okay, Domingo Paes, he was a Portuguese traveler. And on 1529, Krishna Devaraya died of illness. Okay. In 1565, the Deccan Sultanates formed a coalition and defeated the Vijayanagara forces led by Ramaraya. Okay, this Krishna Devaraya's son-in-law was Ramaraya, and he was defeated by the Delhi Sultanates at the Battle of Talikota. So, when was the Vijayanagara Empire defeated? It was defeated at the Battle of Talikota. Very, very important. After this, the empire got fragmented into smaller regions by Nayakas, who were former military governors. The empire came to an end in mid-17th century.